Good afternoon, everyone. So for the next 10 minutes, we will discuss about the pathology of hepatocellular carcinoma. Pathology today is based on conventional histology and additional molecular approaches, including immunohistochemistry, in situ hybridization, and so on. And all together, such molecular approach allows to refine pathological classifications of tumors and also provide prognostic and theranostic features for precision medicine. As example, the pathomolecular classification of hepatocellular adenomas is able to identify the different subtypes of hepatocellular adenomas according to their morphological features and their immunophenotypical characteristics. Malignant tumors are characterized by a significant intertumor heterogeneity, but also spatial intratumor heterogeneity, which is illustrated here. And such intratumor heterogeneity is a main issue in cancer medicine, as it significantly impacts accurate diagnosis, prognosis, and response to therapy. The intratumor heterogeneity is up to now mostly explored at the genetic level by high throughput NGS technologies using bulk tumor specimen, and then ignoring the cell heterogeneity and the spatial organization. And this supports the need to develop and use in situ approaches. Today, I would like to show you the input of pathomolecular classification of HCC in two different clinical contexts. First, access to curative treatment with the diagnosis of early HCC, and second, in the improvement of patient management with the exhaustive characterization of hepatocellular carcinoma. Let's start with the diagnosis of early HCC. As you may know, hepatocellular nodules less than 2 centimeters in diameter that arise in the context of cirrhosis define a wide spectrum of nodules, ranging from regenerative to hepatocellular carcinoma. The differential diagnosis of these different subtypes of nodules rely on a panel of histological features, including cytologic and architectural features, but also on a panel of immunophenotypical features using different antibodies, 3 antibodies, HCHOC protein 70, glutamine synthetase, and glypican-3. But despite this pathomolecular approach, in some cases, the accurate diagnosis of nodules less than 2 centimeters in cirrhosis remains challenging, especially on biopsy specimen. And this supports the development of additional tissue biomarkers. TERT promoter mutation would be very informative in that setting, since it represents the main mechanisms of telomerase reactivation, which is a prerequisite for malignant transformation. TERT promoter mutations are the most frequent mutations in liver carcinogenesis, with an increasing rate from regenerative nodules to early hepatocellular carcinoma. And in that context, in the lab, we aim to identify surrogate tissue biomarkers of TERT promoter mutations in a series of nodules less than 2 centimeters arising in the context of cirrhosis using MALDI imaging, which is a global in situ proteomic approach as shown here. And with this technique, we were able to identify a set of 11 protein peaks that were significantly correlated with the presence of TERT promoter mutation. Now, move on to the exhaustive characterization of hepatocellular carcinoma. Morphologically, the WHO classification described 8 different subtypes of hepatocellular carcinoma. And on a molecular basis, 2 main groups of HCC are recognized, a proliferative group and a non-proliferative group, with different subgroups within. Importantly, Julien Calderaro, in the group of Jessica Zuckman-Rossi, provided the first comprehensive pathomolecular classification of hepatocellular carcinoma, and I would like to illustrate several of these subtypes. I will start with the G3 subgroup, which corresponds to the macrotrabecular massive subtype, which is morphologically defined by the presence of massive and macrotrabecular areas. In some cases, we can also observe some sarcomatous changes or the presence of giant multinucleated tumor cells. Importantly, this subtype is associated with a poor prognosis, as shown here. And more recently, it has been demonstrated that the endothelial specific molecule 1 could be a good surrogate marker of this subtype that will be helpful to better identify this subtype, especially on biopsy specimen. The second subtype I would like to show you is the beta-catenin activated hepatocellular carcinoma, the G5, G6 subgroups. Morphologically, they are defined by a microtrabecular and pseudoglandular pattern. They usually show some degree of cholestasis. By immunohistochemistry, they overexpress glutamine synthetase, and some tumoral nuclei, some nuclei of the tumoral cells are positive for beta-catenin. Importantly, patients with beta-catenin activated HCC receiving immune checkpoint inhibitors display a lower progression-free survival. The last type I would like to show you is a steatohepatic subtype, which is defined by the presence within the tumor of steatosis, balloon cell, some inflammation, and also some fibrosis. This tumor group is usually positive, strongly positive with inflammation markers such as C-reactive protein. There are no specific genetic abnormalities in this subgroup, and usually they display a less aggressive phenotypes in terms of microvascular invasion and satellite nodule. Very recently, we reviewed our series of surgically HCC, surgically resected HCC, and as you can see among them, we have a subgroup of steatohepatic HCC, but we did not observe any significance in terms of prognosis between steatohepatic HCC and the other subtypes. What about additional surrogate markers of prognosis? I have to say that they are in progress, but all of them need validation. In the case for several markers we have reported correlated with the presence of microvascular invasion, and this panel of markers include a modified form of histones and also PIVKA2. Very recently, it has been demonstrated that vessel encapsulating tumor clusters demonstrated by the positivity with CD34 by immunohistochemistry was a poor aggressive marker of hepatocellular carcinoma correlated with the macrotrabecular massive subtype and the presence of microvascular invasion. What about performance of tumor biopsy? Of course, the sampling variability is a main issue in that context, since the biopsy may miss intratumor heterogeneity. And we know that intratumor heterogeneity can be present in up to 2/3 of hepatocellular carcinoma, usually more frequent in larger tumors. So maybe we have to adapt the procedure of the biopsy according to the macroscopic features of HCC provided by imaging. The second point is always the expertise of the pathologist. But before going to the expertise, I would like just to show you that regarding the sampling variability, we have recently observed that according to the gene expression signatures, we observed a very good correlation, almost perfect, of these gene expression signatures between 12 paired surgical and biopsy specimens. So going back to expertise of pathologists, I think that now we have the possibility to use panel of immunomarkers, and they are very helpful for the diagnosis and also to better estimate the prognosis of the tumor. And in all cases, it's very important for the pathologist to compare the aspect of the non-tumoral liver with the tumoral liver. So to conclude, what about the pathomolecular classification of HCC? We have moved from a classical histology to a molecular pathology that provides an exhaustive characterization of these tumors, including prognostic features. Several tissue biomarkers are available, but as I already said, some of them are really needed to be independently validated. This pathomolecular classification is really a relevant approach for considering intratumoral heterogeneity compared to a molecular technique performed on bulk tumor specimens. But I think that we have now to move forward and towards an imagomic approach. And this is the main objective of our project Mosaic, that aims to develop a multi-scale, multi-parametric integrated imaging approach combining radiology, nuclear medicine, pathology, molecular imaging, in order to provide an exhaustive phenotypical tumor characterization. And I will thank you for your attention.